Hello, it's Dr. Rhonda Johnson. Today is Thursday, November 10th, 2022. And today I'm talking about rapid antigen COVID tests and new variants. Well, every time we get a new Omicron variant of concern, people ask the questions, do these rapid antigen tests work? Now, right now, we're dealing with the BQ.1s, the 0.1 and the 1.1, and the XBBs. And so experts are saying, yes, they work. And why is that? Because the rapid antigen tests use the nucleocapsid protein, the N protein. It's different than the spike protein. And most of these new Omicron variants have mutations in their spike proteins. So therefore, the rapid antigen test should be able to detect these variants. Now, what's the evidence for it? There was a recent study published in Cell, that peer-reviewed journal, that shows it's relatively rare for variants to have enough mutations in their nucleocapsid protein, the one that's tested in the rapid test, that allow them to evade diagnostic tests. So most of the time, these tests should be accurate. Now remember, folks, the rapid home tests for COVID in general have about an 80% accuracy. The PCR tests have about a 95% accuracy. Now, there are many tests by different manufacturers that are available here in the United States. What test should you use? I think the one that you're most comfortable with. If you've had experience and a preference, then just stick with one test if you can find it. I've used about 4 or 5 different tests, and again, to me, the right test is the one that you'll use and perform accurately. Now, what about accuracy? First is storage. You don't want to store your rapid antigen tests in a location that gets too hot or too cold or too humid. You want to avoid storing the tests in a bathroom or a kitchen or in an unheated garage or even in the basement. So find a room or a location where you can store your tests. Second is expiration date. Most rapid tests have an expiration date. I always check my boxes and I put the rapid test expiration date in bold letters so that I know, and check it before you do the test. Third, the most important thing, I think, is to follow the instructions step by step, particularly if it's a different brand. You know, if you can't read those instructions, it's okay. Try to find a YouTube video. Most times the company has one or someone has already done one, and you can follow along. Now, if you have a lot of nasal mucus, folks, blow your nose first, clear that stuff out, and then do your test scraping the lining, the cells of your nose. Fourth is timing of the results. Folks, if it says 10 minutes, then read it at 10 minutes. If it says 20 minutes, set your timer for 20 minutes and read it at 20. Now, what about the results? If your test is positive, you have COVID. Even if you have a faint line, it means that you have the virus. Experts say the darker the test line and the faster it turns positive, the more contagious you are, as it means you are kind of loaded up with the virus. So if your result line is really, really dark, then you're highly contagious. Now, what about negative test results? If your result is negative on a rapid test, you can still have COVID. The FDA has revised its recommendation to say rapid tests need to be repeated serially over multiple days to improve their test performance. So the FDA advises you to wait at least 48 hours between tests and to test at least multiple times over 3 days. Now, lastly, you need to make sure your test has a control line. Most of the tests have a control line and a test line. If your control test line is not showing up, it could mean your test is not any good. So start over. So to wrap this up, the rapid tests work against the new COVID variants. In my opinion, the best rapid test is the one you'll use and perform accurately, and know that the tests are just one tool in our toolbox to survive COVID. That's my message today. Be safe, be well, and have a great day.